short introduction to Eliphas Levi. His real name was Alphonse Louis Constant, and he lived between 1810 and 1875. He was a French writer and an occultist, and he was the main character in a way of revival of ceremonial magic in Europe. And he gave private lessons for huge amounts of money, some sources say, but he didn't earn much money off his books. He influenced the French Occultist during the time in his era, as well as the system of magic that was used by S.L. MacGregor, Matters, and W. Wyatt Westcott. Those who founded the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn in England. He was born quite poor. His father was a shoemaker, and he had a Catholic upbringing and education. And to overcome poverty, he strived for priesthood. But later he was expelled from the seminary for his heretic beliefs, and he always tried to balance the different beliefs in his mind. He reconciled with Catholicism in 1860, and he truly liked food. So gluttony was a bit of a problem there, and also it is said that he didn't have the best hygiene. And this is what I don't know if I can pronounce right. His best works by many is the little bit romantic and vague and different book Le Dogme et Rituel de la Haute Magie, and History of Magic and the Key of the Mysteries. The one that was later translated by Aleister Crowley, who also claimed that he was a reincarnation of Eliphas Levi. But I've heard people telling that they are a reincarnation of Aleister Crowley after eating a donut, so you can take what you want. And he was also a member of an English occult group. And one of those were headed by Bulwer Lytton, the novelist, and that was during the 1850s. He was also expelled from, I don't know which group he was expelled from, but he was expelled from an occult group for writing about the secrets and so on. And he was known for being into theory and not to practice. And he only performed one ritual that is known, and that was one of necromancy. And E.A. Waite translated a doctrinal ritual. So when people ask me what I think of Levi, this is the story of him, and I want to think about that he was well trained in religion. He thought as an occultist from an early age. And he really could think and see things through, and he wouldn't have lasted throughout the ages if he didn't have a deep insight into something. So before you always, there is this trend that people link him with Crowley constantly just because Crowley said that he was the reincarnation of him. And that's something I have a little bit difficult to take. Well, Crowley was he didn't really wasn't a good magician. He didn't complete anything really, so. And his wife Rose was the one who had the psychic abilities, and he lacked the discipline, so I don't know really about Crowley. But it is what I know about Eliphas Levi, and we know one thing, that he was what we nowadays call an armchair occultist. He knew about the theory, and he theorized about everything, and his mind worked in a very brilliant way in one way, since he could think really outside the box. So I have some notes on his necromantic ritual that I might sometime read out, but I don't think that is so important here. He performed one ritual that is known, and that was that one. And so I always start with looking into the history, what is known that you can find about, like Eliphas Levi, Alphonse Louis Constant, and look and see what you can find about him during these different names. And he is also the one who, I read it out from his book, to attain the sanctum regnum, in other words, the knowledge and power of the Magi. There are 4 indispensable conditions: an intelligence illuminated by study, an intrepidity which nothing can check, a will which nothing can break, and a discretion which nothing can corrupt and nothing intoxicate. To know, to dare, to will, to keep silence. Such are the 4 words of the Magus. And that was Eliphas Levi's words. And Aleister Crowley famously adopted those words. So that was all for now. And this is just about the importance to trying to find out who the person behind the writings were. So have a magical day, and bye for now.